Now, you've gotten an opportunity to meet a couple of significant generals that served throughout the war, or for at least portions of the war. I think this whole presentation would be missing something if I did not include a little piece on Ulysses S. Grant. Now, Ulysses S. Grant becomes huge towards the end of the war, but he's missing from some of the first battles, as you'll take notice to as we go through some of these early battles of the Civil War. There's a reason why he's missing, and that's because the guy wasn't trusted early in the war. I picked the picture that you see on the left-hand side of the screen for a reason here, as Grant seems to be saying that Congress always looks better through the bottom of a glass. Now, the rumor was that Grant was an alcoholic. And Grant, well, he did have some issues with alcohol. In fact, he did join an Alcoholics Anonymous class when he was serving in New York in 1851, but then he got shifted around. He went to St. Louis, he went to Detroit, Michigan. Most of the time he was serving against different Native American groups, against like protecting against insurrections of these Native American groups as they might attack some of the frontiers people that we had that were in the western part of the United States. But Grant went sometimes through weekends where he would just drink a lot. And it just so happened to be that he would get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time around the wrong person. So he would go on this bender, he'd start drinking, and then all of a sudden his commanding officer would show up. And this happened enough to the point where his commanding officer by the name of Buchanan had shown up when he was on duty, and Grant wasn't drunk, but he appeared to be a little bit off. And so he accused him of being drunk. And from that, he told Grant, "You better have your resignation ready. You better write it. You better keep it in a safe place." Grant decided in 1854 he's going to go ahead and he's going to personally resign. He's not going to wait for somebody else to fire him and degrade his entire character. And so in 1854, he leaves the military. 6 years later, South Carolina secedes. Grant wants to do something to serve his nation. He knows the Union is in need of good soldiers, and so he volunteers. At first, all he does is he trains soldiers and he recruits soldiers for the Union cause. And he doesn't have any kind of good position. He's going to have to earn his status, and he's going to have to earn trust. People that were leading the Union Army knew about Grant's alcoholism, and so that's what made it such a tough mountain to climb for him to try to actually gain trust, as they totally knew what he had gone through. They knew that he had been caught multiple times in different kind of bouts with alcoholism. And so he has to find his way up, and he's got to prove himself battle by battle. And the one person that seems to have his back the entire time is Abraham Lincoln. But it's going to take a good long time, and altogether, Ulysses S. Grant's going to come out the victor. And I'll give you one last piece of it. Ulysses S. Grant did not need to touch alcohol as long as he was occupied and focused. And during the Civil War, he maintains that focus. Anytime he is focused, he's happy. He's zoned in. Now, he liked the cigars, but altogether, no alcohol during his time as a Civil War leader.